Hello everyone, my name is Keshav Kumar and today we are going to discuss some of CSS2 features. Firstly, let's talk about the introduction of cascading style sheet, which is CSS in short. It is the unsung hero behind the beauty and functionality of every website you visit. It is the language that makes the web pleasing and user friendly. CSS is the backbone of web development, providing a standardized way to style and format HTML content. It is not just a style sheet, it is a storyteller, weaving narratives through layouts, colors, and interactions. It empowers us to create digital experience that captivate and engage. Talking about CSS2 or CSS level 2, it is a pivotal version in the evolution of web styling. It is introduced to enhance the capabilities of its predecessor, and the features which are introduced in these levels are precise positioning, expanded selector capabilities, refined table styling, and many more. It brings style and structure to the digital canvas, shaping the visual landscape of the internet. So today we are watching some of the important features of CSS2. Selectors in CSS2. CSS2 introduced a variety of enhanced selectors, providing developers with more precise control over styling elements on a web page. First one is contextual selectors. It allows for the use of these selectors, enabling the styling of specific elements based on their position within the HTML structure. For example, div space p ये बताता है कि जितने भी पैराग्राफ टैग्स हैं उन सब को सिलेक्ट कर लो जितने भी पैराग्राफ टैग्स div टैग के अंदर आ रहे हैं. Second is attribute selectors. These selectors are used to style elements based on their attributes. For example, जैसे यहाँ पे लिखा है input then type text. It will select all the input fields whose type is uh, def- is declared text, and then you can add whatever properties you want to edit. Third is pseudo selectors, used introduced for dynamic effects such as hover for styling an element when the mouse hovers over it. For example, we write a colon hover. It means you are selecting all the anchor tags in your the HTML code, and whatever property you are declaring under it, they will execute whenever the mouse will be hovered over that anchor tag. Child and descendant selectors. CSS2 allows the targeting of specific relationships between elements like child and descendant selectors. For example, we write ul, then sign of greater than, and then li. It will select all the li elements that are direct children of a ul element. Next feature is box model. It is very important concept in CSS2, defining how elements are structured and how spacing is applied. It consists of four components: content, padding, border, margin. Let's try to understand box model with the example of this image. The blue part is the actual content, and it can be your text, image, video. Then comes padding, which is represented with the help of a green color in this image, and it is the space between the content and the elements border. If you increase the padding, then the green size around the text will be increased. The green color represents the space around the content. That means if you increase the padding of some content, of some selector, of some element, then the space between that element and its border will increase. The next point is border, a line that surrounds the padding, if any. Then comes margin, the space outside the border, creating distance between adjacent elements. If you increase or decrease margin of an element, then the space it between the current element and its adjacent element will increase or decrease according to whatever, whether you are increasing or decreasing the margin of that element. Positioning in CSS2. CSS2 introduces various positioning options allowing developers to control the placement of elements on a page, and these following are the major key positioning values. The first one is static, the default positioning. Elements flow in the order they appear in the HTML पेज. मीन्स जैसे जैसे आप HTML पेज में आपका कोड लिखते जाते हैं एलिमेंट्स की हेल्प से, वैसे वैसे एलिमेंट्स आपके वेब पेजेस पे शो होते जाते हैं. Relative positioning. It is a type of positioning that shifts an element from its normal position in the document flow without affecting the layout of other elements. When you set an element to have a position relative, you can then use the top, right, bottom, and left properties to move it relative to its normal position. Top means move the element down from its normal position. Right means move the element to the left from its normal position. And bottom means move the element up from its normal position. And the last, left, it means move the element to the right from its normal position. Third is absolute positioning. It removes the element from the normal document flow and positions it relative to its closest positioned ancestor or the initial containing block. When an element is set to position absolute, it is taken out of the regular document flow, and its positions is also determined by by specifying values for the top, right, bottom, and left. Fourth is fixed positioning. It is positioned relative to the browser window and it stays fixed even when scrolling. The ability to style colors and backgrounds was significantly enhanced, providing designers with more options for visual presentation. Color properties. You can set the color of text, borders, backgrounds using various color representations, hexadecimal, RGB, and background properties. You can customize backgrounds with properties like background color, background image, and background position. CSS2 pseudo classes. These pseudo classes add dynamic styles to element based on user interaction and document structure, enhancing the experience. Following are the two most important pseudo classes in CSS2. First one is hover. This pseudo class is activated when a user hovers over an element with which we are adding that hover pseudo class. Means we can add this hover pseudo class over any element from our HTML page, and then we can declare some of the properties which will be executed when a user hovers over that element. This provides instant visual feedback and improves the user interface. I have given an example, li, then I have add hover class over it, and then I have used anchor tag. It means whenever a user hover over that list tag, then apply the following properties to the anchor tag of that li tag. Second pseudo class is active. This active pseudo class applies styles when an element is being activated, or we can say it is clicked. Example, style a button to change its background color when clicked. And in the example, I have applied active pseudo class over a anchor tag, and I have changed its color to yellow. It means whenever a user clicked over that anchor tag, the content inside that anchor tag will change to yellow. Its color will change to yellow. CSS2 pseudo elements. CSS2 introduces pseudo elements which enable more refined styling by selecting and styling specific parts of an element. Following two are the most used pseudo elements in CSS. First one is before. This pseudo element is used to insert content before the actual content of an element. For example, we can add decorative icons or text before a heading. In the example, I am selecting an element having class exciting text, and then I have applied pseudo element over it before, and then I have changed the I have inserted content exciting having color green. It means exciting text will be inserted before the element which we have selected. Second is after pseudo element. This pseudo element is used to insert content after the actual content of an element, and it is mostly used to add a trailing icon or line break after a paragraph. And in the example, same, we are selecting an element having exciting text class and applied after pseudo element and inserted content exciting, and then having color green. It means a text will be inserted after that element having exciting, and its color will be green. So that's all for today. Thank you.